Wow. So you actually killed over 65,000 rabbits just to cook one shark?
Yep. Unfortunately so. Hard to think, I know, but it needed to be done.
That's crazy. What's your plan now?
Well, I've just got my wand and tome from Huey. I need to be able to wield them both.
That's amazing. How do you plan on doing that?
Well, something about that. By killing you guys.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, you are the only guys in this chunk that drop runes. So...
Why us? Why not the damn guards in quits?
They literally just watched me slaughter their rabbits. I think they need a break from watching that bloodshed for months. That and the runes you have are much better than theirs.
So what? You're just going to come up here in our camp and kill us all, just like that?
Yup. Anyway, no time like the present. Alright. I'm Jufinder, and this is my journey to unlocking the map of RuneScape, one chunk at a time. Come with me as I start in Hueycoatl Gorge. Following the Xtreme rule set, I must collect all best in slot gear, complete collection log slots, make my way through completing skill tasks, and face new challenges head on with the hope that I can complete my chunk and roll for a new one. How far can we go? Will I fail or will I succeed? Who knows? But we will find out, because this is Chunky Geeza. Well, now that's over, I suppose we go and get a rune scimitar and fucking crack on with this. This being the immediate swing straight into episode 6. I suppose the real question is going to be whether or not we actually need food here. But, yeah, I mean, there's 4 of them. There's 1 of me. Let's start smacking them and seeing what we get in return. Steel pickaxe has been obtained. What does that come in at again? Is it like 1 in 128? That's like the rarest drop they've got. Yeah, 1 in 128. Steel pickaxe. So now that I've got a bronze pickaxe and a steel pickaxe, the moment we roll into something that involves mining, we're ready for it. I'm gonna maybe round these out to 80 first and then work on my defense to get that up. See how we get that up. But yeah, we'll work it out and we'll go from there. But defense is definitely on the training agenda. Do you know what? The rate in which mind runes drop does kind of suck. Admittedly, they are like equally as rare as the steel pickaxe, but I do like how common the chaos runes are. The initial hurdle of trying to get to 17 magic is going to be the longer part. 17 magic is going to be the longer part. But then once we have 17 magic, I think from that point onwards, we will just storm straight through. I'm kind of world hopping at the moment because the bandits take a while to respawn. I want to make sure I'm killing as much as possible, which kind of sucks because I'm missing out on random events. So whenever I get a random event lamp or a book of knowledge, it is going straight into magic just to try and overcome the initial grind, because the less I rely on those mind runes, the better. I have put the runes at the bottom that I've got so far in killing bandits. We've killed 251. So these are the runes that I've got so far in 251 kills. I have put them on the bank deposit block thing, whatever that feature is, so that I don't deposit them every single time I go to the bank. And that way I'll be able to keep a tally, as well as you'll be able to see a tally of the runes that we're getting actively as we are killing these guys. So yeah, 250. The mind runes are 1 in 128. So we are due another mind rune drop pretty soon, in the next 4 kills or 6 kills or so. So fingers crossed. Otherwise we'll start going dry. My bag's too big. I said my bag is too big. 61 prayer. 314. I mean, we're dry of them, but these things work out once you finish. So fingers crossed we get lucky on the next drop. Come on, man. We're going lucky on pickaxes. I want to go lucky on the runes, brother, not the fucking pickaxes. Yeah, boy. Another set of mind runes. Magic. 110. That is equivalent to like 10 splashes, 11, maybe 11 or 12 splashes of Earth Strike. So that saved me like nearly 12 mind runes, which is pretty good. I'll take that. That was 74 HP.
Your hairline is receding.
It bloody ain't. I've got the hair locks of a goddess.
I'm
mate.
kidding.
Bruh. 27 fishing. Yet we still cannot fish a single fish. More mind runes. You just love to see it. More mind runes. They are coming in pretty nicely at the moment, but I wouldn't mind if they came in a bit quicker. More mind runes. You really do love to see it. Bro, these fucking mind runes are just flying in, honestly. They are coming in so quickly, and you can tell by the way the runes aren't changing. Other than the mind ones. Mind rune. We love it. So we have the lamp. You know what the deal is. We're going to use that in magic, and that'll give us 12. Level 12 magic. Perfect. Again, that I think is equal to 10 or 11 casts of Earth Strike. That puts us one level away from Fire Strike. But we're going to need a lot more. My goal is to get to Bones to Bananas. And I mean, just to get to Bones and Bananas, we need 85 casts of Earth Strike. So a couple of lamps will do that. Yeah, tough one. But when we get to Bones to Bananas, our experience should escalate pretty quickly. And then the level should become flying in quite quickly as well until we get to level 21, and then I can start making a bit of money out of it. But yeah, 21 maybe, but I think 17 is where we peak. That's what we're looking for at the moment, because that's when we get Wind Bolt. That's when we get Wind Bolt. So that's when things are going to start really picking up. And then level 21 is where it starts to pick up even more. So that's what we're currently looking at. Going to carry on killing these. How many are we at so far? 1,377, of which we've got 22 mind runes. So a couple more kills, you know. It's like the rabbit grind all over again, but with bandits and runes. You love that. Another day, another 66,000 potential grind. And another rabbit level grind do we have indeed. But before we get into that, we are now monetized. Thanks to everyone that's made that happen. Thanks to everyone that has subscribed. And thanks to everybody for taking the time to watch the videos and leave comments. I apologize that episode 6 has taken way too long to try and get out. I will go over the reason as to why that's the case, because we are pretty much sitting on yet another rabbit level grind. See, when I initially saw the drop rates of the runes that the bandits drop, I actually thought, you know what, this is going to be a breeze. We'll fly through it. We'll get 65 magic and we'd be rolling another chunk super quick. But as this episode progressed, boy was I so wrong. We'll save the Mathy info dump for later, but it's gonna be a long one. So stay tuned, find yourself something to AFK, and if you love the content as much as I do making it, drop us a like and a subscribe and drop a comment. But for now, let's get back into it. Your favourite guy, Count Check. He do be checking the lamp, and I do be using them. That there, 13 magic, which gives us access to Fire Strike. Beautiful. Oh, and I love lamp. Well, according to the skill calculator that comes with Runelight, I only need to cast Fire Strike 49 times. Now, there's one problem with that. I actually don't think I have any fire runes. I have air, water and earth, and the only way I've got those runes is from the maze random, but I don't think I've got fire runes. So high alchemy is actually out of the question, which, now that I think about it, it's going to make this grind much longer than I actually thought it was. I'm going to have to double check in my bank, but I'm almost certain I don't have fire runes. Shit. More mind runes. It's a grind. How many so far we've killed 1,951 bandits. So not that many killed, in my opinion. More mind runes. We've hit 30 mind runes. So we need another 16 to be able to get to 15, and then from 15 we'll be able to cast Bones to Peaches. So we'll lose some prayer experience, which, you know, kind of sucks, but it does accelerate the magic grind, which is what we want mainly. So 16 more to go. That's not bad. If they actually go for that when we drop them in the shop, that'll be good. We don't have any we do have fire runes. Oh shit, I didn't think we had fire runes. For some reason, I told myself that I didn't have any. That's awesome. Okay, we've got fire runes. I done a whole bit earlier about how I didn't have fire runes because I didn't think you got them from the maze random. We do, so that's fucking brilliant. 5 javelins. That is a roll on the gem table. That's 1 in 5,461 chance, which is probably the rarest one apart from the teeth half. The one up from that is a rune spear, and we won't be getting the shield or the dragon spear because we don't have Legends quest. But damn, that's a pretty rare drop there for the gem table. He's always fucking freaky, isn't he? He's always a freaky, zesty forester. Let's give him this meat that he so dearly needs, because that's what he wants. He just wants fucking meat. Zesty, but he does give us a lamp. That goes straight into magic, which should give us 14. So here is how we're going to go and get our magic levels. We're going to go in for a Hueycoatl. We are going to start attacking Huey. And then when we get up to the body phase, we are going to go ahead and start casting spells. And the reason why we do this is because in the rare event that we actually hit something, we will qualify for the 60% damage bonus. Providing I don't kill myself in the process, of course. There we have level 15 magic. Look at that hit. Got so much experience from that one strike, man. That was fantastic. 2 kills, and we now have some cannonballs. That gives us to level 15, which gives us bones to bananas. But right there is exactly how we plan on getting our magic levels, and love you too, darling, and our magic experience. So I'm now going to return to Bandits. We're going to cast 29 Bones to Peaches spells, and that should give us 17 magic to give us the ability to cast Wind Bolt. So let's go do that. So that's now our stock with the runes that we need. We have 29 casts of Bones to Peaches. Yes, I am going to be casting that once for every single bone. I'm not doing full inventories of them. I've actually also just realised that the rune mace is actually better here than the rune scimitar. Not really considerable amount, because Bandits have a +5 crush bonus, but they have a +8 slash bonus. So even though this weapon's probably a little bit slower, or maybe it's even the same speed these days, but I suppose it's going to be better. And that's the doctor to talk about my stuff.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Cool, so we're off the phone, GP spoken to. Just as a little update for you guys, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but doctor's happy with progress of the gym and mental health and stuff. I think the gym is definitely helping control and maintain my mental health, and it's definitely making me feel good and happy. So yeah, just a PSA, if you're struggling, when someone says about going to the gym, as they did to me for years and years and years, it honestly does benefit you quite a lot. And I honestly feel like I get more from my gym workouts than I do the medication. So yeah, in 4 weeks, or by the time that this video comes out, I imagine, I will hopefully be off them and no longer need them. And it will literally just be me, supplements, and the gym just going crazy. I look forward to it. I can't wait. So right there is 17 magic. So of course we can now go ahead and start casting a wind bolt to try and get to 29 so we can cast Earth Strike and go back to Huey and do a bit more training. So I've now banked and reorganized my setup. I've brought in the steel items that are noted and I've just left one steel pickaxe in there. I am now going to use wind bolt, and then when I get to 21 magic, I'm going to wind bolt and low alch until I get to Earth Bolt, and hopefully maybe that'll get us some decent damage at Huey that we can either rely on that to get us drops, or well, we'll see how it goes. 18 magic, 19 magic, straight into 20 seconds is all it takes. Seconds later we have low level alch. So let's pick these up, let's bury these bones, and let's give that a go and see how it works. There's a way we can be super sweaty here. If I do this and then do this, sweaty, man, sweaty. Yeah, I was going to roll a montage here. It was going to include the Mario Kart star theme. Obviously now we're monetized, I don't want to get copywritten, so here is my impression of Peter Griffin doing his impression of the Mario Kart 64 Starman theme. What the fuck's wrong with me? Big celebration, big ting, 80 can't speak. Big celebrations, big ting, 80 attack. I'm going to move over to defense actually and get a couple of levels in defense now. 56 defense. $36, and that was all of the chaos runes that we have so far collected gone. Oh, and there's 57 defense. I do think now though in hindsight that doing the casting magic at Huey probably just isn't the best idea. The hits that we get are fantastic because of the boosted experience, but splashing 10 hits just to get one additional roll of damage is just not worth it. It's not good. But we now have Mr. Bob, so let's have a see what Mr. Bob has to talk about. Although I said that Huey was probably not the best idea, I am going to return to Huey because being able to get boss kills while also getting the magic experience and levels, I think is just going to be fine. I know it's not efficient for skilling magic, but I'd much rather get combat experience, get magic experience, and get Huey kills all at one time, because it's going to save time overall, and who knows, maybe we'll even get a pet in that time. That's the current plan, so I'm going to AFK these guys till I get that many, and then we'll go do that, and then maybe we'll end up coming back, depending on if we end up getting any more death rune drops from Huey. But from 41, I'll have to try and work out what we do next to get to Earth Blast, which is 53 magic. So yes, once we're at 41, I'll have to work out how we get into 53. Also, given the lack of fire runes, I do not want to be casting low-level alchemy and bones to bananas anymore. If I'm casting with natures, I want to be using high-level alchemy, so that's the goal. Maybe we'll end up using high-level alchemy mixed with casts of Earth Blast at Huey to get to 65. Maybe that will be the way that we get to 65. But we'll touch on that aspect when we get there. That was rapid. That has to be the quickest stuff I've ever seen anyone do one of those molly randoms. That was insane. Sorry, I'm eating. That was a horrendous burp, but there's 58 defense and 91 combat. It's a jolly old tune, isn't it? 60 defense. We can now wear dragon armor. Well, there we go. God damn, it's almost like I've been playing this game for 21 years. Okay, there we go. So if I pick this one up, 624 chaos runes. Now we actually need 623 chaos runes to get to 41 magic. So I'm going to finish this trip here at the Bandits and then head back to Huey and work on some more kills. Probably splash 90% of these runes, but yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go do now. I will point out that I have not bothered checking the loot tracker. I don't know how many I've killed. I'm going to save that until I get to 65 magic and then disclose that with you, and we'll all learn what that value is together. My plan of going to Huey to cast magic spells is not working out as it goes because there is no one at Huey on both the American world or the British world. So I may have to just resort to using them on Bandits for now, and yeah, get maybe a few more levels there and then have to come back. But I mean, it's not too much of an issue. It does mean that we'll end up stocking up on air runes and chaos runes as we are using them. It's just a shame that obviously we're not going to be able to get some Huey kills in the process, but that's not too much of an issue. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Bandits with the spells, and then I'm going to compensate the loss of kills by maybe rounding up the kills again. So who knows? Maybe I can get another 1,000 kills and get up to 3,000 Huey kills, but let's see. I'm going to have to go back there anyway because I think I've got some tasks that I need to complete there with the Dragon Hunter wand, and I wouldn't mind trying that Dragon Hunter wand out before we roll into another chunk anyway. So yeah, I think that might be the best case scenario now that we've learned that this place is definitely much better than just Huey in general. But it's the fun about theorizing and progression. We gave it a go, it worked out all right, but at the moment it's not okay, so we can always go back. Boom, and there is 41 magic, which here seems to have come through very, very quickly. Annoyingly, our level 40 magic notification was ruined because I got a scam call from someone pretending from Tesco Mobile. I don't need to confirm it because you've just told me I've got your Tesco Mobile details, which tells me that you already know I'm on Tesco Mobile because you've got my details.
Means you are not going to share with me anything.
Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
I had a bit of fun with them, to be fair. But yeah, that's frustrating. Anyway, 41 magic. That now gives us the ability to cast Wind something or other. Wind Blast. It lets us cast Wind Blast. I am going to carry on and hang out here while I finish off the Chaos runes. And then maybe move on to Wind Blast. The bit I'm struggling with at the moment is the air runes being maintained, because they drop at the same rate as a Chaos rune at Bandits, which means that they are in very short supply. So I may have to start grinding Bandits off air runes now rather than Chaos runes, but that's, again, not too much of an issue. We're pretty used to this by this point, so let's just exhaust the runes we have on us now and see where that takes us. So near the beginning of the video, I mentioned that we were embarking on yet another rabbit level grind, and how I initially thought that this grind would have been reasonably quick and easy because of how pretty common the runes were, despite being marked as uncommon. But at this point, when I hit 42 and ran out of runes and I had to work out how many I needed to keep progressing, is when I realized the hole I was in. Now, realistically, the Bandits for me as a chunk account is great for the runes. Obviously, once we got out of those early levels, mind runes just didn't matter, and the fact that chaos, water and air were just really common were perfect. Given that we already have 2,000 kills from the Hueycoatl, we also have accumulated heaps of nature runes, death runes and earth runes, not to mention the fact that we've also got a tome as well. So at 50 magic, things kind of get a bit easier. Or so I thought. So when looking at my chunks and I saw Bandits, I thought, that's great, you know, they drop magic runes. That gives me a source of training magic. I get to wield my wand. Perfect. But the one thing I didn't pay attention to was their drop rates. Obviously, I looked at them and I thought, 1 in 25.6. That's actually not too bad. But I didn't think of it in depth. And here lies the problem. They each share the same drop rate. So let's break this down and turn this into 3 steps. Number 1 is 50 magic to be able to use the tome. Number 2 is 53 magic to be able to cast Earth Blast. And number 3 is 65 magic to be able to wield the wand. So our magic level is currently 42. So let's look at our first step of getting 50 magic. So I planned on using Earth Bolt for this. We need to kill about 7 bandits on average to be able to cast one single Earth Bolt spell. Now let's bear that in mind, because to be able to go from level 42 magic to 50 magic, we roughly need about 872 air runes and 436 chaos runes. We already have all the earth runes covered from Huey drops. That means we need about 2,787 bandits, roughly 15 to 16 hours. So when I looked that up, I thought, it's not too bad. I mean, 15 hours is nothing, but that's where things start to get bad. Let's look at step 2, being able to get to 53 magic. We only need 3 more levels and we're at 50, but there's the next hurdle. To be able to get to 53 magic, we need to cast 1,115 earth bolts. And yeah, that then means that we have to get 2,230 air runes, 1,115 chaos runes, kill an estimated 7,136 bandits. That is about 39 to 40 hours. And that's not even the bad part. Step 3 comes in, and that's 53 to 65 magic. Now, considering our only consistent way of getting runes at the moment is bandits, because they provide air runes, and with air runes we are actually able to cast the spells, the best way to work this out is to again rely on them for all the runes we need. So when we hit level 53, we get to use Earth Blast. They will run out pretty quickly, because the second we run out of death runes, we have to return to the bandits and start killing them again. The ratio is pretty much the same, still 6 to 7, but we need 9,892 casts of Earth Bolt, which means we need 19,784 air runes and 9,892 chaos runes. That kind of works out to be about 63,310 bandits, which is in turn 351 to 352 hours. In total, meaning from 42 to 65, we will need to kill about 73,232 bandits, which will take about 406 to 407 hours. It's Rabbits 2.0. And this whole reason is why it's taken me this long to get the video out. Anyway, I should probably stop stalling. Those bandits are not going to kill themselves, so let's just go straight back to it. Why do I do this to myself, honestly? Given the state of where we are with magic, we are very much past where lamps are doing the bulk of the work, i.e. 2 lamps to give us a level. So I think I'm going to return to lamping Slayer, because we will inevitably need that when it comes to us getting to moons. And I know that I've seen from people's other experiences that getting 43 Slayer just from lamps is such a long task that the sooner I do it, the better, and I need to stop putting it off. So, I mean, we're locked into a magic grind, and yeah, I think we start lamping Slayer now and just do that religiously until we get to the requirement for moons. So we're going to do that. 30 Slayer. Experience. I forgot the experience bit. I love lamp.
He said it. He said it. There it is. There it is.
76 hit points, 94 combat. The one thing I do love about this base, the levels do appear to be flying in, even though there's like 3 or 4 hours in between, but they are coming in nicely. And look, we're almost at 62 prayer, just from regular bones. That's literally absurd. You love the number, and it's 69 defense. 62 prayer. Mini number, not massive, but considering it's just from bones, let's quickly find out how many bones that actually is. Level 1 to 62 prayer is equivalent to 74,179 bones. Incredibly high number, and I can't imagine how long that would actually take someone if they were paying attention. Mental. 4 Slayer, 70 defense. Let's just move over to strength. We get that back up to 80, shall we? The one thing as well that I think is kind of funny is that because we don't need the mind runes anymore, seeing them come in is still kind of cool because they are 1 in 128. After this inventory is done, I'm going to lock in earth runes and nature runes, and then I'm going to start using bones to bananas rather than burying the bones, just to make our way through all of the nature runes that we've got so far. So we have now returned with the runes that we need. So let the banana plantation begin. 43, 44 magic. Haven't been paying attention. That's 77 strength and 95 combat. 45 magic. That is another maze done. Literally only for the fire runes, but that is another done. We now get an update on the runes because I've only been really looking at the magic tab. 840 chaos runes. That's coming in very, very nice. Once we get to about 1,000, I believe that's when we can get 50 magic. And because we spent so long in that maze, we now get a lamp. Going to be a nice lamp because if we use that on here, we now have 5 Slayer, 46 magic, and then this cast here is our final nature rune used. I'm sure we'll get some more in the progress of killing Huey again, but for now it's all of them gone. We are 948 chaos runes in. It's actually really good. This is basically about 100 off being able to get us through to 50. So I think we'll finish this inventory. I'm going to go ahead and withdraw all of the mind runes. Then we're going to come back and we're going to push for 50. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to equip that Tome of Earth very soon. We've got all runes in hand. Unfortunately, the air runes are probably not sufficient enough to get us all the way through to where we need to be. Obviously, we'll get some more drops along the way, but that's fine. But yeah, let's start by getting rid of these mind runes with Earth Strike. And then we'll work with Earth Bolt. 47. Well, there's the mind runes gone. Let's start using Earth Bolt. 48 magic. 49 magic. And with this one cast, we get 50 magic. And we have now run out of air runes. Looks like we now need to grind out more of those. We use these on this. That should give me, how many, let's have a look how many it gives us. 14,360 casts, and then all of a sudden, bosh, we have equipped the Tome of Earth. That is another chunk task completed. Well, that is step 1 completed. The only thing left to do now is jump over to Huey and get the 1,000 kills that we need to get. Obviously, we'll miss out on the runes we get from the bandits, but right now, not too much of an issue. The more kills at Huey we get, the more nature runes we get, death runes, and pages for the tome, because we're going to need thousands of them at this point. Drop wise, we have 2 wands, 1 tome, and 1 hide drop. Realistically, we want more hides because obviously we're going to need to make the armor, so we need more of them, and that will need to be happening when we get a needle. But fingers crossed we get a pet. We really do need that pet, but really at the moment I'm not bothered by that. I just want as many runes as possible. So let's get cracking. 78 strength, 77 HP, 79 strength, and 96 combat. We ran out of stews. We've only got 2 left, so I went ahead and cooked all the sharks that we had from Huey so far. Unfortunately, we've burnt 320 of them because I think the cook rate's like 77% or something like that at level 80. But we did cook 887, so that should tide us over quite nicely. I am going to use these last 2 stews, but we are also going to take these sharks as well. Hopefully, that means that we can now extend the kills much longer than just getting about 4 kills in, then rebanking, but it's neither here nor there on that one. But let's get back in and see how good these sharks are at Huey. They definitely are so much nicer to have compared to stews. It's just a shame that we're in about a 16 people mass, so I'm just doing nothing. Not even hitting the initial damage from this phase, the first phase, but Fingers crossed this whittles down or we get somewhere with it. Because I wouldn't mind some drops sometime soon, especially because I need the pet. Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, don't close your eyes and rest them while you're trying to kill Huey, because you will just die. Okay, so all the lack of things we were getting, and we've just got another tome. Not quite a pet though, but we'll take the tome. And there is 80 strength. The numbers and the levels are looking pretty strong now when it comes to combat. They're starting to round off quite nicely.
Meanwhile,
on you go. Now we're on a boat, look. No, I actually don't think you see anybody up here nowadays. Look, if you zoom out, you can look right into the ocean and you can see all the different things. Crazy, isn't it? No one comes up here and there's lots to see. You boogie into the music. Joe, this song is everyone's favourite song.
I'm playing with my tiger.
Okay, hold on. Let me come stand next to you and I'll play with my tiger.
My tiger!
See, so keep pressing it. Press it really fast. Look at us with... Oh, you're using the horsey now. So that right there is just a short snippet of when my 5-year-old daughter asked me if she could play my game. Of course, I had to oblige and show her around part of the free-to-play area of Gielinor. Safe to say that she loved every single minute of it. So if you want to see the full 1 hour and 25-minute video that I have, let me know and I'll post it and we can relive that nostalgic era again together.
You take more damage than me.
Can I cheer you on? There we go, look. Cheering you on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kill, kill, kill. Oh, I probably shouldn't be chanting that for a kid, but never mind, it's RuneScape. And there is 2,500 kills. Bless with the pet. Bless, 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 bless. Give me the pet. Bless. That wasn't the bloody pet. 78 hit points and 97 combat. We are so close to having 100 combat. And we've only got like 3 chunks, which is crazy. Now, unfortunately, it would seem that these are the last sharks that we have. So after these next couple of kills, I'm probably going to have to revert back to stews again. They've honestly been a godsend to use, but yeah, they don't last anywhere near as long as just mass buying stews. So back to getting stews and dropping the bowls on the floor and completely agitating everybody that kills Huey and sometimes being recognised for littering. So let's get these ones over and done with. We're nearly at 2,600, so about 400 more kills to go until we're at 3,000, and that's where I'll probably look at posting this video. I would really like to get 3 more kills without having to leave, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook some sharks over here just so I can do 3 more kills, and then I'll go buy stews. I think I might have to start saving these sharks rather than using them. I wanted to use the ones that we had. I think they've done really well. I think they've done a great job. It most definitely did extend the kills because I was getting like 8 to 10 kills just on one inventory of sharks. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to stick to the stews for now until either my cooking level's higher or we've got a better sustainable food. And there we have 2,600 kills. Well, there's the sharks gone. So we are at 2,604 kill. The charges in this tome are literally on point. They're so nice. Got so many earth rings now that I just don't need to use them. We are going to have to return back to bandits because the runes are so dire right now. But let's bank everything. We've got a nice cash stack from killing all those bandits. And I'm probably going to sink the entire lot into stews, I'll be honest. It's going to take a hell of a long time. But random events can happen, so it's not all bad. Anyway, I'll see you shortly once I've got all those stews. So it is the next day. We have spent every penny that we've currently got on stews. Let's have a quick look and see how many we've got. Just shy of 10,000. I think that's the most I've had so far. let's return and round that number up to 3,000. And we are back once again like a renegade master. 72 defense. Fuck's sake. Again, don't fall asleep or close your eyes while you're killing Hueycoatl. It's very fucking simple.
Something like this happens. Some simple gesture. And then you suddenly realise what a 100% 24-carat plonker he really is.
We're back. Shout out to Iron Sporks for calling me out. Oh, don't sleep in game. Just stay awake. That simple. 1 solo kill completed. And if you ever want to know why I don't do solo kills, 49 minutes, 13 seconds and 20 milliseconds. That's the exact reason why I don't do solo kills. But I've now proven that I definitely can do them, which is good because I think that's my first one. Ooh, second hide drop. Not quite the pet. But we need more hide anyway. So we'll have that. Hide drop number 2. So just as a note, by the way, the hide drops at 1 in 572.8. So with this amount of kills, and I've only had 2, I'm actually incredibly dry on them. I should have about another 3 or 4 drops. Obviously, that's not how RNG works. So fingers crossed we can get 1 more. And then when we get a needle, we'll be able to go ahead and actually make the armor. And that will make this account so much stronger. I still do think it is kind of funny that I now have 2 of each drop. 2 wands, 2 tomes, 2 hide drops, and still no pet. Where's the pet, Jagex? I know it's 1 in 8,000 when you're only getting the minimum amount of damage or contribution, but where is it? Please give it to me. Oh, fuck off, will you? You've got to be joking. Not another one. That's the 3rd one now. At least we can make the armor, I suppose. That was on a bloody 95% reduction as well, because I didn't do enough damage in phase 1. It's actually crazy. 1 kill later, 2,800 kills. For fuck's sake, not again! Give me the fucking pet, Jagex. I don't need excess hides, man. Blood. And that right there is 2,900 kills. 100 more to go before we hit that 3,000 mark. So far, the loot tab from Huey is looking great. Obviously, we've kind of cut into those sharks a bit from cooking them and using them for kills. Kind of regretting doing that now, but the loot's looking strong. I mean, our bank is now at 96 mil, which is crazy considering we've only been at 2, maybe 3 chunks at best. If we ever get farming, these are going to come in handy. Especially if we also get herb lore, because I think our herbs, they are also coming in super handy from bandits. It's looking good. I'm really enjoying it. It's looking really good. And that means 8 Slayer. It's been a very, very long time. It's been 2.5 days since the last lamp because I've just been locked in at Huey, and as you know, you don't get random events there. I have tried doing what I've just done, but that 5-minute timer is never on my side. How is it that literally every single one of my kills, like the last fucking 4 or 5 kills, has been nothing but huasca seeds? It's ridiculous. Can't even plant them. So that's 2,995. We have 5 more to go until we hit our target for today's video. So let's go and get them. There's 2,996, and there is 2,997, and there is 2,998. Congratulations to Behard for getting their Dragon Hunter wand. Kill number 2,999, 1 huasca seed. And that is kill 3,000 for yet again another huasca seed. So that's where we're going to leave the video. We do need to return to the bandits. We really need to start getting our runes. We are really lacking on them. We nearly have 53 magic, but obviously we're nowhere near 65. We have got a decent amount of nature runes, so we will be doing bones to bananas again, which is one upside to doing so many Huey kills. We can now wield our Tome of Earth too, which means we kind of don't really have to worry about earth runes anymore, especially when it comes to bones to bananas. So for step 2, to get 53 magic, we do need 1,679 chaos runes, and we also need 3,358 air runes. Obviously that is still nothing compared to what we will need for 65 magic, but for now, I will return to the bandits. I want to apologise again for this video taking forever to try and get out. I do really want to try and be a bit more consistent, especially now that we are monetized. If you've liked this video and you want to keep up to date with the next ones that are going to come out, please like, subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when the next one is released. I have a Discord too. I've added a Chunky tracker so you can keep up to date with the antics and the goings on of the Chunky Geeza. So that link is in the description below. And lastly, before we go, we absolutely must mention those Chunky Geezers. We have Ben Kimber and Prifting coming in at the Chunkier Geezers tier. And we have Xtreme Gnome coming in at the Geezers tier. Now, if you want your name to be mentioned at the end of the videos, and you want to watch these videos early rather than when they're published, consider hitting that join button. But for now, I'm going to go head to those bandits, because they ain't going to kill themselves. I shall see you next time.